Sometimes, when playing through random games in my collection, I come across a title that surprises me. Alter Echo is one of those. This third-person action-adventure game was released in 2003 on original Xbox and PS2. I'd never heard of it and only picked it up because it was a game that I didn't see very often in the wild. But I'm glad I gave it a try rather than letting it sit on the shelf. We begin on a spaceship with a gravelly-voiced, cigar-smoking man chatting to two others about shapers and a guy named Parvo. Shapers are people who use a substance called plast to create anything they need, like weapons or structures. Parvo is the greatest shaper who has gone off the rails. Side note, the lip sync animations are quite good for the time. Sound designers were maybe a little too proud of their soundtrack, as it's a touch loud and there aren't any subtitles.
For humanity, I reserve my disgust, and so I have become discarnate, separated from the flesh without human body, subsumed by new flesh as its voice and shepherd.
We play as Nevin, whose name was said so quickly I couldn't catch it. Some drama begins and two random people attack us after a weird exchange.
I just love killing things.
And I just love that you love it.
And Nevin is sucked out of the ship and sent hurtling into space. Dramatic. Then the game starts, with Nevin in a fancy new suit talking to a disembodied voice, surrounded by sci-fi organic environments. This voice is a powerful form of plast, called echoplast, and it's become sentient. It goes by the name Echo.
Who are you? I'm Nevin.
We're given a few tutorials, then the best bit, the back and forth between Nevin and Echo. Just love the quips.
Who's this father?
Father hurts.
You have parental issues?
Father has set up force fields across many important paths, blocking them all.
Everyone needs a hobby, I guess.
Enemies are called plastids, and they can come in different ranks or difficulties. There are also smaller enemies called nodes, which will either produce enemies or can only be defeated once all the mobs are cleared. Combat is combo based, so like hit X 3 times or mix it up with X and circle. I was just button mashing, but this whole combo thing will come into play later. We're told our suit can change into different forms, as it's made from plast.
That's what this suit is made of, right? Echoplast?
Yes, from my flesh is made.
From your what?
And our first is the gun form. Just an armoured up mech with a big old gun. Each form has pros and cons, and movement in gun form is very slow, but can take a beating. There are yellow points where we can use gun form and become a powerful static weapon. The mechanic I'm really grateful for is the auto-aim. It just locks on to the next enemy without me spinning around trying to find it. Our next one is stealth form.
Wait up. Am I down on all fours like a dog?
A kind of frog lizard thing that lets us walk up certain walls. Grab items with our tongue.
You want me to lick enemies to death?
It is floor.
No, it's great. I love it.
Jump across small platforms or on enemies. And even become invisible for a short time.
Use invisibility to pass defense turrets unnoticed.
Having all our forms, we can switch between them during fights. You can deal with a close combat enemy, then switch to take out a ranged one. I was really enjoying this form switching mechanic. I don't have too many choices, and they were all equally powerful. Just when I thought this was going to be the game, they threw in another mechanic, sinking. This was weird, and I grew to dread having to do them later in the game. But for now, they're essentially a rhythm-based connect the dots. You have to link the icons, but only move the arrow to the beat. They do put a little coloured guide on the bottom, but this didn't really help. We also use syncing when we're in time dilation, an overpowered attack that can take out multiple enemies in one hit. They give us enemy icons which we have to cross through to count as an attack. This took me a few tries. After working our way through this strange place, we're spoken to by another voice, which turns out to be Parvo. You know those cool forms we just got? Yeah, he's taken them all away. Great.
First, I will strip away your so-called stealth form. You would hide from me? The gun form next. Yes, there it is.
So we're back to bog-standard Nevin fighting. I do have to say, I wasn't expecting that, so points for surprise twists, I guess? We're led towards a platform where we can buy upgrades with currency we pick up from defeating enemies. Most of them are new combos, but we can also upgrade our forms, or basic things like our health. Echo tells us we can rescue our spaceship friends, Stone and Arana, and it can teleport us around. So we push on. Now we're outside! Fight more mobs, practice my combo attacks, avoid bright red plants which look explodey. Nevin is just kind of running around blind at this point. But then he goes to a new area and says he needs to find Arana, like we forgot. We manage to find her and help her kick some weird bug booty. Then, the second game mechanic twist. They introduce plastered elites. These guys can't be hit with the same combo more than once. I told you the whole combo thing would come back to bite me. So no more button mashing. I actually have to keep track of which buttons I'm pushing and to not repeat a combo. At this point, the whole game got harder for me, especially with only one form. A little more fighting and Nevin is teleported randomly back to the upgrade podium room. Echo tells us it can give us back gun form, and it's stronger now, so Parvo can't take it from us. Excellent! So I have my ranged weapon back. Hopefully it should make combat a little easier. Nope. If anything, it confused me a little more, because now I had to keep track of combos and forms, and which combo I used in which form in order to defeat the elites. It did help having the gun form, but the whole "you have to change up the combos" thing really stepped up the difficulty. I did get to a point where I was using up too many brain cells for it to be fun, and I'd seen the game over screen so many times, it felt like a grind. I think I saw someone do a 4-hour speedrun of Alter Echo, which put me to shame a little, but man, the combat took a turn. Overall, I really enjoyed what I played with this game. It's a bit of a weak story, but the combat and controls are solid. The graphics aren't too terrible, and the music isn't too EDM to enjoy. So if you come across Alter Echo in the wild, and you don't mind sudden increases in difficulty, enjoy slightly corny dialogue, and the ability to switch between a lizard and a mech sounds fun, I would highly suggest giving this one a go.
does not know yet where to find you, but he is shaping an army of drones to hunt and kill you.
Such hospitality. When do I get my complimentary mint?
This was fun. Let's do it again sometime. Oh, and don't forget to press your favourite combination of buttons down below.